very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the World News on Anna 103.5 FM. I am Seun Oyelowo. First, the headlines. Nigeria moves closer to energy decentralization as states takes control. Federal government of Nigeria maintains that Abuja is safe despite United States Embassy travel advisory. People's Democratic Party National Working Committee meeting hangs in the balance amid a leadership crisis. Many fear dead in Lagos Ibadan Expressway crash. On the African scene, Mali and Russia strengthen ties with new agreements. On the foreign scene, 9 dead, several injured in Russia missile attack on Kyiv in Ukraine. United States Supreme Court sides with President Donald Trump on deportation of migrants to third countries. And in business, Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) raises petrol price to 915 naira in Lagos and 945 naira in Abuja. And in sport, Al Hilal makes record-breaking 287 billion naira offer for Victor Osimhen. Now the news in details. 7 Nigerian states have assumed control of the electricity markets following the decentralization of the power sector by the Electricity Act 2023. This development marks a major breakthrough in Nigeria's electricity governance from a centrally regulated structure to one where states are empowered to manage their own electricity markets. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) has disclosed that 11 out of the 36 states have commenced the process of transitioning to self-regulations of the electricity. The states, which include Enugu, Ondo, Ekiti, Imo, Oyo, Edo, and Kogi states, now have the authority to generate, transmit, and distribute power within their domains. While stakeholders have hailed this development as a leap towards energy decentralization and market competitiveness, concerns have been raised about capacity gaps, regulatory clarity, subsidy management, and potential friction between state and federal oversight. The federal government has assured citizens, residents, and visitors that Abuja remains safe despite a recent travel advisory issued by the United States Embassy. The United States Embassy advised its personnel to avoid non-official travels to government and military facilities in Abuja, attributing the general advisory to general global developments. In a statement, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, emphasized that Nigeria's security agencies are fully engaged in keeping the Federal Capital Territory and the rest of the country secure. Idris dismissed any suggestion that the advisory was linked to a specific threat within the capital. He explained that the nation's security architecture had been proactive and successful in addressing threats. The minister called on citizens to continue with their lawful activities, adding that public cooperation remains vital to maintaining peace and security. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) is entangled in confusion over its planned National Executive Council meeting scheduled for next week, Monday. The meeting has divided the National Working Committee, led by Acting National Chairman Ambassador Omar Damagun. According to the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Ologwagba, the meeting will hold at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja on Monday. However, Damagun has disputed the notice, accusing Ologwagba of making an authorized statement without his signature as the chairman of the party. The leadership crisis in the PDP has been ongoing, and the conflicting positions over the next meeting have further deepened the divisions within the party. A devastating multi-vehicle crash has occurred along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ibadan, Oyo State, leaving over 10 people feared dead. The tragic incident happened in the early hours of today around the Soka area of the expressway. According to eyewitnesses, the accident involved at least 3 Nissan Micra taxi cabs and 3 articulated trucks. All the vehicles were traveling from the Iwo Road axis before the collision occurred. Emergency responders are already at the scene at the time of filing in this report, but an official they're told has not been confirmed. Local sources, however, report that impact of the crash left many dead and several others injured. And on the African scene, Mali and Russia have signed a series of agreements aimed at expanding mutual trade and strengthening economic ties. The agreements were announced during a visit by Mali's junta leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta, to Moscow, where he held talks with President Vladimir Putin. According to the Russian government, the agreements include cooperation on nuclear energy, geological exploration, and logistics. Putin described trade ties with Mali as modest. Goïta expressed gratitude for Russia's warm welcome and affirmed Mali's willingness to strengthen cooperations. The agreement reflects a broader regional trend, with neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger also pivoting towards Russia after the overthrow of civilian leaders. And on the foreign scene, at least 9 people have been killed and several injured in a Russian missile and drone attack on the Kyiv region. The attack, which occurred on Monday, targeted residential areas, hospitals, and sports infrastructures in Kyiv. Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, speaking with journalists, confirmed that 6 of the fatalities were in the high-rise building in the capital. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, 352 Russian drones and 16 missiles targeted Ukrainian territory, mostly in the Kyiv area. The city's military administration reported that 32 people were injured in the attack. Eyewitnesses described waking up to the sound of explosions and seeing buildings on fire. Russia has intensified its air attack against Ukraine, citing in recent weeks using a tactic of overwhelming Ukrainian air defense with large wave of missiles, drones, and decoys. And the United States Supreme Court has made a significant decision allowing Donald Trump administration to resume deportation of migrants to countries other than their homeland. The ruling, made by 6-3 vote, reverses a lower court order that requires migrants to be given a meaningful opportunity to express concerns about potential risks they might face in third world countries. The case in question involves 8 migrants from various countries including Myanmar, South Sudan, Cuba, Mexico, Laos, and Vietnam. The ruling is seen as a victory for the Donald Trump administration's effort to implement mass deportations. The Department of Homeland Security welcomes the decision, stating that it is a victory for the safety and security of the American people. And in business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has increased the pump price of petrol to 915 naira per litre in Lagos and 945 naira per litre in Abuja. This represents a 45 naira per litre increase in Lagos and a 35 naira increase in Abuja. The price change is effective across NNPC outlets as well as private and major marketers in major cities. MRS Oil Nigeria PLC, a strategic partner of Dangote Refinery, has also raised its pump price to 925 naira per litre in Lagos, while Total Energy has increased its price to 910 naira per litre. The price hike follows Dangote Refinery's decision to raise its ex-depot price of petrol from 820 naira to 880 naira per litre. The development comes as Dangote Refinery prepares to begin nationwide distribution of petrol and diesel by August 15. And finally, in sports, Al Hilal is making a serious push to sign Victor Osimhen, increasing their initial offer to a staggering €160 million contract. This new proposal includes a 3-year deal with an option for an additional year and an impressive €40 million per season in wages. Victor Osimhen, who is expected to leave Napoli this season, has a release clause of €75 million that Al Hilal is willing to pay in full. It's worth noting that Victor Osimhen had previously rejected Al Hilal's initial offer of €30 million per season. However, the team's persistent and increased offer may change the Nigerian striker's mind. And that was the world news on Honor 103.5 FM. Thank you so much for listening. Do have a wonderful day.
And that was the news on Honor 103.5.